Guys, how the hell have you been? How long has it been? It's been a long time. It certainly has in my case. How the hell have you been? We are back with Red Faction Guerrilla. It's amazing. I get to be back playing this again. My apologies for such a delay. A lot of things have happened in my life and they have definitely been for the better. But we'll go into more of that possibly in later videos, or maybe later on this video, who knows. But it's good to be back, and we are carrying on from when we last left off, which was part 16. So this is part 17. And I'm just trying to come to terms with what it is I need to do again. I do kinda... I think I remember telling you guys that I might want to... Well, I say might want to... do this 100%, and that is the general idea. This is the general plan. So to start with, because I've liberated this sector, I think it was recent, hopefully, we're just going to do a couple of side missions. And as you also might notice as well, I'm actually not going to have a timer ticking down. This is just because it takes a bit of time, a long time, to just get back into the game. Because I've noticed that once I stop playing things for a while, I tend to drift away and let other things consume me and take hold of my life. It's going to feel weird now playing with this, because as you notice, a couple of things. One, I have a new microphone. So it sounds a bit weird to me, but hopefully the quality will be better. And from what I've noticed as well in the previous parts, it definitely needed to have happened, okay? I had weird distortion thing going on parts 11, 12, I can't remember. And this was partly because of the microphones I was using. Generally from the same company, no doubt. Now, I don't want to place it on them like it was fully on their fault. It could have also been NVIDIA, the Shadowplay recording device that I use, the application rather, that I use to record these videos. And during those times, whilst the videos were having a bit of weird distortion feedback, I then switched over to OBM, or OBS, I can't remember which one it is, and it worked quite well. Much more better than I thought. OBM has definitely... Sorry. Is it OBM or OBS? Please try not to bite my head off too much if I can't remember. But the amount of options and the configuration that program has is amazing. Absolutely works wonders. But again, it was during at the time I was using that whilst I was playing Red Faction, and I think at some point more distortion happened. So again, it was clear to me that it was down to the microphones I was using, and that ship has sailed. I needed to get rid of that. So I ended up returning that headset, which thankfully I got my money back for, because yeah, something just wasn't right with it. And during my time when I was getting this microphone, I've had this microphone now for a fair few months. It's actually a fantastically good microphone, if you can't tell. A little bit more expensive, but definitely its money's worth. And I'm actually moved as well. I've moved to southern London because part of my freelancing work has allegedly made me... Well, I said made me. Some of the clients have suggested that I should go back to do a master's degree for my qualifications as a game designer or developer / programmer. And they just said it's better off I'm doing that, because I'll not only get more serious clients, but I'll get paid more. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm back in South London doing this master's course. And it might not even be just a master's course, it might even be a sandwich course. So potentially, come April, I might decide to want to go overseas and study, which would definitely put a halt on all my Let's Plays. Well, lack thereof, I guess. for the amount of amazing catalogue that I have so far. But at the very least, I've always said to myself, you know, I really need to do this, I need to get back into this. Okay, I'm actually flying through my course right now. I find it pretty easy, so I shouldn't have any excuses. I'm coming back to the terms of this game now. I want to get back into it, and I'm just letting you know that this is what it is. I'm here, I'm back, and we're going to do this now. And this might actually lead on for hour-long Let's Plays, as opposed to the between half an hour and 40 to 45 minutes. Simply because it's easier to render the videos, and going from Amaranthus 616 or Legathra is sort of morals, I guess. He's basically decided to do Let's Plays as well back in his channel, and we basically decided this because you know, I was doing a few streams here and there on a few previous days before. I mean, this is nothing new. I have always, you know, been here, but it's been a lot easier to stream games as opposed to recording them, rendering them, splicing them up, and then putting them on YouTube. You know, it's a whole new thing. So the streaming part is easy, but bar none, it's really nothing that different. But you know, following Thor's example, my friend Thor, who is Amaranthus 616, he basically had the idea of getting back into doing Let's Plays again, but rather them without commentary. I kind of find that a bit weird because he's got a beautiful voice. I feel like he needs to be heard, it needs to be said. You know, he needs to hear this from me, he needs to hear it from you guys. But for the most part, you know, he's getting back into it, and I thought, you know, part of when we were playing APB Reloaded, he decided that, you know, he's missed it. He's kind of wanted to get into it again, and maybe he felt like that was a thing. He just needed to get shit done whilst he was doing other things. I don't know what he was doing, but for the most part, that seems to be what he's doing, and he's already in the middle of a couple of Let's Plays, or playthroughs, if you will. He's got a lot more games lined up, so I want to really try and egg him on to do commentary for it, because they definitely need it. Okay, so I can't stand watching playthroughs without commentary. I can't. Okay, you need to feel the person's emotion whilst they're playing the game. You can't just watch a gameplay. I mean, you're better off just watching a walkthrough whilst you're doing that. So what's the point, really? Before I get on to anything else now, that's just my thoughts and theories about what's going on in my life, and telling you that I'm here now. I'm back. I don't want to go anywhere. I can't promise you it's going to be as regular, so this is why I'm going to try and aim for longer videos. And maybe I'll just stick to, maybe even be like longer than an hour, okay? All this explanation, by the way, is not cutting into the time of how long I might make this video, so this is just in addition to what I'm going to be playing back into this game. So therefore, I want to carry on with this. So let's see what we got.
I'm proud to have served in this mission. Barker, Eos, all the Red Faction. Those guys are heroes. Mars will be a better place from now on, thanks to the EDF.
Stanislav Yankovic, 3rd Airborne. I'm guessing he was part of the Red Faction, or maybe a miner or something. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, he was probably he was definitely part of the movement, and Parker Eos. Yeah, I guess that was just his thing. Oh, one more. I could have blown this thing up. No doubt that there was conveniently put on to think if you had all of them, it would be especially good for this target here. But we're not going to go there. Yeah, so basically I want to try and get back into Let's Playing again. It's always good. Nothing wrong with that.
When a building's out of reach, you need a little ingenuity, or luck, or a rocket launcher.
Excuse me. Can't fly it? No problem. Let the rockets fly. Fine. Yeah. Are those marauders? those kind of put me off. I'll be honest. I didn't even. Crap. They're not even dead. Before I do... sorry. My apologies. Before I do anything, I just gotta make sure that this is still on insane mode. Yes, it is. What are these guys doing here? I don't want to kill them. That's the thing. Their outfits are too cool.
When a building's out of reach, you need a little...
Blah 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 blah. Was that enough for a pro time? Was it? Really? 25 seconds? Wow, that's generous. Cool, I'll take it. So yeah, in addition to everything I've just talked about, of course you'd had to despawn my car. Wait, hang on a minute. Is my car up there? Did I park it here? I don't remember doing that. Oh well. I'm just losing it today, maybe. Yeah, I definitely don't want to mess with Marauders. As you can tell, they took a couple of rockets then and they didn't die, so they're going to be difficult. But we finished that, so let's just carry on with what we're doing. Yeah, why not? I'm in a good mood for a time trial. Let's do it. Basically, the reason I've been thinking about this a long time is because I don't do these Let's Plays for anybody's particularly, okay? This is just for people who wander around and want to decide, yeah, let's watch a Let's Play in high definition with possibly a tolerable commentator, and just watch it in a nice high resolution, you know? Just have good times. Because in the end, that's what it's all about. But for most part, it's generally for me, like I like to put these games that I love so much, put on record. And have it where I'm actually playing something I'm enjoying, and it's there, established on my channel. So that's what I'm doing this for.
Hey Sam, this receiver just went off.
Okay, this is so awkward now, playing with the keyboard as opposed to the controller I was using beforehand. I'm not sure how I feel about it, if I'm honest. I don't, you know, there was a reason I get shot. Oh my god. Okay. There's a reason I switched to the controller, and I just don't know what it is. And I guarantee you I'll learn that lesson very soon. But for now, I'm tolerating why I'm using the keyboard. Definitely doesn't feel as nice, if I'm honest. I wish I could remember what the buttons were for looking behind or any of that stuff in jazz. I generally don't know the shortcuts and the best ways to go. Oh no! Sorry. I mean, what? Did I kill somebody? Oh my goodness, that's terrible. I feel so bad. Anyway, yeah, controllers are not my thing. Only in certain games. I like to use keyboard and mouse, if I'm honest, for the most part. Quite ambidextrous when I want to be. And yeah, it's a comfortability for it, if that's even a word. It is a word. It's a thing now. I've made it. And no. Okay. For the most part, yeah, trying to get along is fine, but it just feels really weird right now. I think at some point during the middle of this video, I will potentially cut something out to swap with the controller because I'm not thrilled about it. Yeah, I can already tell I've missed the pro time.
And Jenkins said you'd never make it. Nicely done.
Yeah, he always says that. Wait. I beat... That was the pro time? What? Wow, this game, I mean, I'm not complaining, I'm really not. I just didn't realize that was a pro time. I personally didn't really deserve that. Oh, you're gonna earn a wage, you've got to kill every drone in order to do it. You're dark, honey. Give me a number. Just, you know, I want to hit you up sometime. Hit you up. God, I always like the crazy ones. They know what they're doing. Alright, so we're gonna go to this safe house. Now I'm done waffling about friends who have gone back into Let's Plays and making me feel bad because I haven't been carrying on my Let's Plays. I haven't decided on what my next Let's Play is going to be after this. I mean, there's possible foreshadowing, but there's no point now even talking about it because I'm far from done with this game. I'm gonna have to do this. You know, I want to get this done quickly, or at least I want to do a lot of this game for the most part before Christmas. Let's hope that will happen. But yeah, for the most part, I want to get it done because what am I doing? It's just so weird controlling with the keyboard now. It's not a thing. I've always played this on a controller. That's the thing. When I first played this was on a PlayStation 3 as a demo, and even then, like, obviously I had a controller, so it's the controllers I use. But yeah, I've got a few things going on before December. Like, I think at some point I'd have to go back home to meet the familia. But before then as well, I'm going to see a friend in Rome for a few days, because the date today is the 3rd of December, and I'm going to be seeing her on the 15th. So yeah, it's just one of those things that needs to be done.
The EDF has a convoy leaving the industrial park. Capture one of those vehicles and get to a safe house.
Oh, no thanks. Don't worry, those convoys always respawn.
Sam, I'm getting a signal from this vehicle.
Good. Bring it to the safe house on your map.
Bring it. I was actually quite lucky to go that way then, because I didn't think it was actually the right way I was going, but yeah, paid out in the end. The shorter the distance, the quicker it'll be, so I can preferably try and go in for a pro time sooner rather than later. But like I said, I mean, I always am going to do my Let's Plays and commentary. I never want to do it with just a playthrough or whatever. And Thor, if you're watching this, if you ever watch these, that means you. But like I said, I'm not trying to force you into anything. Just let you know that's my preference. That's my intent. And because he worries that he doesn't have enough to say, and I'm thinking that's not always true. Especially when you're playing the game first time in ages. Just got stuff to say.
Nice driving. Thanks for bringing it in.
Please pro time, please pro time, please pro time. Oh wow, yes it was. See, I had a thought it was going to be the last 10 seconds, because it's usually on even numbered intervals. Or each on 5-second intervals. So on 5, 10, 15, 20, blah blah blah. You get my point. Why do I keep pressing escape? Is that all the side quests? Right. Well, I think I'm done here. Unless there's going to be some more missions to do Right, if I carry on driving this way, I'm hoping that it'll trigger that side mission again, the one with the convoy, whatever it is I need to do. I can't remember. I wasn't listening, to be honest. I wasn't paying attention. But now I'm settled in again. Hopefully I can get back into this game again. And this being now like a fresh start in my mind. You know, I know this game well enough, so don't worry. I'm not totally unaware of what's going on. But the quality is still the same, and also the voice quality has changed for the better. So that's good. The Badland mission. I think there's nothing else more to do but start an mission. Let's go.
EDF soldiers in Oasis fired on a worker rally and killed 58 people. Dozens more are injured. We're sending them a truckload of medical supplies. But these checkpoints block the shortest route to Oasis. Your job is to neutralize each checkpoint before our truck arrives. The turrets pose the greatest threat and are your top priority. The faster we get to Oasis, the more lives we save.
I see. So it's basically telling us to go to another area of the map. I actually don't know what you call these. Are these areas, provinces? I don't know. I mean,
Let's go, Mason. The first checkpoint is on your map.
Got it.
good day,
Wait
mate.
here till I give the all clear.
You tell me where I need to go. Worst Australian accent ever. My apologies. I do regret nothing. So, yeah, so essentially it's telling us to go to another area already. Even though we just started this. Right. Oh crap.
The EDF's on the move. I need to get this truck in gear.
Thank God when I... Thank God that, because I accidentally
Coming up
uninstalled
on the
Steam the
checkpoint
other
now.
day,
That road better be clear.
and it actually got rid of all my games and a lot of saves, but well, thankfully not all of them, and
All right, come on through.
when I installed this game again,
Roger
it
that.
not only
We're
kept
rolling.
my saves, but it also kept my mod saves, so I was quite thankful for that. I'm assuming the buildings in red
wait
are the
right
ones that you
here.
can destroy
Next to the
for
next one,
salvage,
nice and clean.
because they're low priority targets. Destroy them if you have them. Oh crap, was I to do oh crap, oh, my bad. Free moralization right there. Crap, where's my car? Man, I'm just like not paying attention right now. I'm so gonna fail this mission. It is such a bad start. First mission, I'm already blowing it. Why did I keep this vehicle? It's the weakest one to have. Stop bouncing around. Well, thank God he stops for me. Okay, see now that bridge is a very high priority bridge. It's nice to know they're already after me. Oh my God, would you stay still? You need to settle yourself down. Oh, seriously. That was my fault. Crap, I'm gonna die. I'm so gonna die. Oh, what's the zoom in again? Oh, okay, thank God. Let's just recover my health. Because that's what happens when you get shot, apparently. His head.
More EDF incoming. I gotta move.
Damn it, not again!
Thank you. I mean, at least it wasn't me who's just thinking that. crap. Where'd you go? Oh my god, I didn't realize this was here. Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. Cool. Use it if you got it.
EDF on my 6. You almost done?
It's
Yeah.
all under control. Just step on it.
Kind of. I mean, literally, this is why I like Alec Mason on this game, because he's saying exactly what I'm thinking. Just, you know, don't...
Damn it, Mason, clear the checkpoint!
Damn it, I know, I'm doing it. See, he says things like, yeah, oh, damn it, really? Not the time, man. And then as soon as he's on his way, it's like, okay, well, I've just found a vehicle that can change all that now, so yeah, just carry on, just do it. Get shit done. I'm gonna try and limit my profanity, but no promises of that. I've been contemplating whether I should or not, to be honest, and personally, excuse me, how dare you? Yeah, I've been contemplating whether or not I should limit my profanity. A lot of people are doing it these days, but for the most part, I just think it's silly. Especially when you've sworn on your previous parts, and then you know, this game is pretty much, you know, aimed at people with a certain age, so. And within this game as well, there's swearing. So I guess for this Let's Play, I may as well just, you know, kick back and relax. Swear to my heart's content, which is essentially not much anyway. That's the jump. Fly in this case. What? When? Oh no. You... Great.
EDF soldiers in Oasis fired on...
Thanks. Yeah, let's just restart that. I'm really hoping that thing's back.
Let's go, Mason. This checkpoint is on your map.
Been
Got it.
testing out a few
Wait
games
here till I
recently.
give the all clear.
Yes, thank you. Wait there. Preferably for a while. I'm assuming there's not a vehicle like that here, so...
You can't be here, sir.
Excuse me? Why did you start firing up?
I need to get this truck in gear.
Why is that drawbridge right in the friggin' way when I'm shooting? That's so stupid.
Coming
Right,
up on
whatever.
the checkpoint now. That road better be clear.
Wow. Didn't even mean to stick him, but I did. Bigger explosions, always fun. Oh crap.
We're under attack.
Wow.
Well, the truck took a beating, but she still runs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least I know now that you're not in a rush, so I'm just gonna take my time. Wait, is this gonna reset every single time? There's no point then, is there? Let's just get into the vehicles. No, I'm really hoping. Really hoping. That pickup vehicle, whatever it's called, I can't remember what it's called, is there again for me to get in. Because it's fun. And gets the job done. Didn't mean to rhyme then, but I did. Ugh. This driving is so weird. Alright, let's do it. So just like before, we pretty much gotta just smash everything, keep everyone from killing and destroying bruh.
More EDF incoming. I gotta move.
Damn it, not again!
Yeah, not again. That's exactly what I was thinking. Well, before I was thinking that. Now I'm just not being patient. Just get your ass moving, okay? Don't wait for me. I don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you basically. I don't want to keep you killed.
I've got EDF on my 6. You almost done?
It's all under control, just step on it!
If I have to get shit done, then I will.
This checkpoint's wide open.
Great. Now what about these guys on my back?
Oh,
The
that's
enemy's right on
what
my
it
tail.
is. Alright.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, that was my fault. Maybe it was these guys. Oh wow, okay. There's the result. Sorry. It's really hard to drive this thing. I like how he came back. Okay, you're not getting away this time. Objective
Mason,
complete.
hold this position. Give me time to reach Oasis.
Hold
I'll
it.
handle the EDF. You just get the supplies through.
Oh, okay, so I'm holding it down. Well, you know, suits me. I don't want to have to keep escorting your ass. I see now why they gave me this. Because I'm actually supposed to be here. This thing is not meant to be driven around in long distance.
Keep it up, Mason. We're almost in the clear.
This thing's got a lot of health at least. Oh, okay, so this is still technically a Badlands mission. Now I get it. Don't worry, you'll go to Oasis. In fact, you can go to Oasis now if you wanted to. I'm not going to, just for consistency's sake. I'm wanting to do the areas in chronological order. You know, just try not to overfill my plate, as it were. Because then it'll just get way too much, way too complicated. Well, it won't get complicated, it'll just be excessive. More missions than I'm trying to
We
focus
saved
on.
lives today.
Thank you. Yeah, see, then there's the problem. The morale. Because you entered the Badlands pretty early on and you've got no influence whatsoever, your morale bonus is always going to be quite low. Quite understandable, but that's just how the game goes. It's kind of almost punishing you for doing these missions first, without doing the side missions, I guess. Which, you know, essentially, this is what I should be doing. Like, if the game had any inclination, you know, or direction telling you what you should be doing, what you should be focusing first, it should be do the side missions first, because then you'll boost morale. And then in addition to that, you'll be able to get higher salvage bonuses every time you do the main mission, so... What the hell? Okay. Right. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. Is it this one? Yeah, okay.
Sam, I'm picking up a signal from this vehicle.
Great. Just drive it to this location.
Let me guess, it's gonna be Parker, isn't it? You watch, it's gonna be Parker. Oh, I hate these. Oh crap. Oh crap. Wow, I'm actually amazed at how well I thread that needle then through that checkpoint. Yeah. You get used to this, because the game, as soon as you do more of these delivery missions, the game loves it. The game loves putting you in one of those hard red alert positions. I hope that didn't cost me any time, but basically that's kind of how they want you to Another checkpoint. Oh no. No, 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 I failed it. Yep, look at that. Just blow it up. Bam! Yeah, retry that. Wow, okay. Yeesh. Didn't see that then. Okay.
Sam, I'm picking up a signal from this vehicle.
Great. Just drive it to this location.
The best thing, the way you need to do this is you literally now at the point where you've got to cut corners in order to... Can the camera just straighten? Oh, you know what? I've already messed it up. That was so annoying. Alright. You know what? I think I'm going to have to switch to the controller. This is definitely not working out for me. The mouse and keyboard are so stiff when it comes to that. The camera when driving doesn't respond well to the mouse, so I'm afraid at this point I'm going to have to change to the controller, more specifically my PS3 controller, or maybe my PS4, I'm not sure, I haven't decided, but either way, I'll only pause it right here. I'll still carry on the video, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, and we're back. Just had to make some changes there. Oh, I always love configuring my... Oh, that's how it goes, yeah. I always love configuring my controls again. It's always fun. You can't tell I'm being sarcastic. Now, I'm still sort of not sold on whether or not these are the right control schemes, because for some reason, it doesn't have the PlayStation 3 controls online. The instruction booklet layout, if you will, online, so it's pretty annoying. And I'm not sure if it's the right one, but we'll go with it anyway, just because may as well. Right.
Sam, I found one of those vehicles you were looking for.
Well done. Bring it to this safe house.
I can already tell this is feeling a lot more better and at least familiar. So we're going to just go with this. We're just going to roll with it. No, that was not good. Oh wow. Just Yep. Definitely gonna need to retry that. Just got to do something really quickly. Apparently it keeps on coming up with my PC controls, and I know that if I go back to this, it'll revert back to my default Xbox controller. So if I go from Xbox controller to custom again, will that stick to the... No, it doesn't. That's annoying. Alright, whatever. In fact, I've actually just got an idea. Yeah, got an idea. Basically, sorry, not that one. Go to controls, and I know, I'm sorry, it's been a bit unprofessional right now. I basically need to change my control scheme again. Because, I don't know why, it just felt like I'm not doing this right, and it's so annoying that, no, I don't want to accept the damn changes, please. Yeah, it's so annoying that I can't find anywhere online, a proper PlayStation 3 controller scheme. we'll stick with that. And that was the wrong vehicle.
Sam, I found one of those vehicles you were
Crap.
looking for.
Well done. Bring it to this safe house.
Right, well there's not much to talk about at this point other than just getting this thing to safe house in one piece. I mean, I'm dreading this one already. And from what I'm aware as well, you can actually manipulate part of the scene during your destination run, if you will. So like this area here, I can destroy these vehicles without having any debris in my way. That'll make it easier for me to cut corners and go through the area. See now, those cars that I was in before, they weren't there before.
We have no choice but to destroy your
These
vehicle.
ones, good. Oh, I've already failed. Yep, retry that. Damn it! Oh, it's that. It's because I took the wrong way. I went on the right side. I should have gone left. I think what I'm gonna do as well is because I keep messing around with this controls for some reason. I know I hate doing this. I'm sorry. It's annoying, but I'm just trying to play around with the controls scheme because retarded. I don't know. People online just do not post control instruction booklets for PlayStation 3. Right. Sprint cover, I'm aware, is meant to be LT, right? So if that's that, then the weapon menu should be RT, right? I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm hoping it is because, like, I'm sick of changing these controls. Like, this is what you're literally witnessing firsthand what I've had to deal with, and my god, get lost. One bit of debris and you can't get over it. Jeez.
Sam, I found one of those vehicles you were looking for.
Well done. Bring it to this safe house.
I'm just trying to think now. How am I supposed to go about doing this? Ow. Right. I took a lot of damage there. That's good. And this game, this car is not an off-roader, so it's not really great for going off-road against them. Getting through the debris without being hinged, thwarted. Now see, if I'd have destroyed this area here. Oh, come on. Just destroy it. So difficult. Right, well, this is definitely going to be what's going to be going on for the next hour or so. How's the music going? You know what? Screw it.
Sam, I found one of those vehicles you were looking for.
Sorry, I
Well
just
done.
wanted to,
Bring it to this safe house.
I just wanted to get that out the way, because I'm hoping that'll save me destroying that shed of it. Ah, to which it did. That's good. Here we go. Oh, it's still standing. See, for some reason, my mind still thinks of that control scheme of when I first played this game, which is really daft because I haven't played this game on the PlayStation 3 in years. So why doesn't it feel familiar when I'm trying to use the Xbox controls? Because they're not the same scheme, that's the thing. It's not the same layout. So it's annoying when I try to use it, and it just doesn't feel
Sam,
right.
I found one of those vehicles you were looking for.
Well done. Bring it to this safe house.
Oh my god, straight line. Yeah, the cars in this game are really thinking. Oh. Wasn't bad. Didn't know you could drive through that. Okay, sorry, I might need to quiet down at this point and just concentrate as much as possible.
Running from the EDF is a serious offense.
That worked out a lot better. This part I really don't know how to deal with. But at least part of the petrol station is destroyed, so I got through that a lot easier as well this time. So far so good. My worry is that if I hit any more checkpoints with those blasted plasma rifles on top, that's a big problem. Okay, I'm really hoping the way I maneuvered around those checkpoints that I got myself really good times. I just don't want to do this again.
Wasn't too much trouble, was
Please
it?
let that be pro. Oh yes, plenty of time pro. Yep. Give me that. Give me that extra. 50 salvage. Oh, sorry, man.
This place is starting to feel like home again.
Define home.
The EDF reports that a miner's supply truck
I mean,
transporting
maybe I wouldn't mind living on here. Who knows?
roadside
But we did that. It took a lot less longer than it needed to be. Not complaining. Oh, damn it. You know what I'm gonna do again? Right. Hopefully, I've got everything sorted now. I'm pretty much just biting the bullet and going with mostly the Xbox controllers, and this for some reason seems to be inverted. I have no idea why, it's just decided to do that now. That's why. Whoops. I don't remember changing that. There we go. Cool. So, hopefully we got result now. Oh well. That's definitely... Oh, it's even faster than I remember, but whatever. As long as it works, I don't care. The only issue I'm going to have is that the jetpack seems to... It doesn't seem to have an extra control. Like, there's not enough controls on this controller. There's not a button specified for it that you'll be able to use it. So it'll have to be in conjunction with one of the buttons that you already got selected. Yeah, we're gonna go here because for some reason we discovered this safe house. I can't remember if we did or not. There we go. Somalia. The Nanoforge. I can't remember if we were supposed to use that. I really want to get more of these, to be honest. Remote charge counts is always fun. The grinder, it kind of sucks. It doesn't perform well as it could. It's basically like a large double-handed weapon that shoots giant discs out. Now these discs can be pretty good for piercing enemy armor, and if you manage to get a headshot it's a one-hit kill, but the rate of fire is very slow. It's constantly, you constantly have to pump it every time. You won't be able to just keep hitting so you just you won't be able to hold it down. Basically, you have to keep hitting the trigger button, and it's a very slow rate of fire and very low ammo take. So I don't think I'm going to be sticking with the grinder. These aren't that great as well. I mean, you don't need these either if you've already got the remote charges. You know, the proxy mines, they detonate on anything that steps on it, regardless whether it's friend or foe. So that's kind of a detriment more than a benefit to have that. The Nano Forge, that's our newest weapon that we're going to have the option to use, and we kind of need to get it. So we're actually going to get it now, and you'll see what I mean.
Glad I could help.
Yeah. What's this? More nanites. Increases nano rifle damage to people and vehicles. Increases the amount of ammo you can carry. For the most part, it's mainly good for... Well, I mean, look, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'll just watch a cutscene.
Samanya. What sort of name is that?
It's Bantu.
Bantu. From where? Africa?
Actually, I'm Martian born. I chose the name myself. It means the unknown one.
It fits.
The device you found is a nano forge. I've embedded it in this rifle. Are you a good shot?
Good enough.
The nano forge creates micro machines called nanites. They can disassemble matter molecule by molecule. Buildings, vehicles, even people.
Not bad for a can opener. I don't see why the EDF's chasing this thing so hard.
If I can replicate the nano forge, we could arm every Red Faction guerrilla with that rifle. That's reason enough for the EDF to worry. I've installed a DNA lock. Only you or I can fire it. Mason, the nano forge must be protected at all costs. If necessary, remove it and keep it with you.
Okay, so can I have my gun back?
It's not just your gun. We mean the future of Mars.
Right. No pressure.
You just want to shoot things. Let's face it. That's all this game's about. Anyway, so I can dig it.
Shit's gotta change, Mason. They're taking people from their homes now.
Bang! Throw me a bone at least. Alright, so on one of the last previous parts, that's what... Now it just occurred to me why we were getting it. We were getting that device that we robbed from the... Was it the bandits? Marauders, sorry. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot them. They're like my favourite characters on this game. Yeah, the device we robbed from the Marauders was what we used to finite the device called the Nanoforge. Pretty much just turned it into a weapon that can disintegrate buildings in quick succession, basically. It's very, very accurate, and is very handy if you need to weaken supports for large buildings, let's say. I really wish there was more buildings to shoot on this game and to be put into focus for it, really. We'll get the chance to use it in more successive forms of what the Nanoforge will justify its means, basically to use this weapon, but all in all, it's pretty much not the focus, basically. You can literally carry on the rest of this game without needing that weapon at all, per se. Like, honestly, you wouldn't need to do anything other than just side missions, so really nothing stopping you if you didn't want to use it. And for the most part as well, it's at this point essentially only good for buildings, because it's really, really weak on shooting and using it against the EDF. And I know I'm going through a lot of areas that I've been missing out on what's her name's? I forgot what I was doing now. on the ore depositories and the EDF crates. But for at this point, I'm going to be carrying on playing around. Not with the missions, but rather the side activities, because it's just better that way, I think. You know, if I can try and get my morale up more than I need to before I do the main missions, it'll get yourself some more salvage anyways, and that's kind of the direction I want to head with this game. It's for all intents and purposes, so that's kind of how it's going to go. But yeah, I guess we're going to go straight for this. I don't think I switched to the Nanoforge. In fact, I should probably switch to the Nanoforge and then the Reconstructer. Well, I don't, for all I know for a fact I need to do it, so that's for all you know why I'm doing that. Oh yeah, these things. Look at how cool that is. Like, it does that. It's a morpher. For some reason, an emergency ambulance vehicle has a morphing cover sticker on the side of it. That's so cool. Don't know why it has that, but it's cool nonetheless. I like it. It's good style. Not gonna complain. It's got a bit of a Blade Runner vibe there. But then that's kind of the way it's always been. Like, they took this inspiration from Total Recall, which I'm guessing was also from the inspiration of Blade Runner. I mean, essentially, it's kind of the whole cyberpunk era anyway, and pretty much any film that's based in the future tries to make their movies look all the same. I know there's a few people out there that have bitched about it and saying, like, they all look the same, they all have this cyberpunkish, with pretty colours, with dark eeriness, and a bit of, cyber wave to it, and it's like, so what? The reason people do it is because it looks nice. If you're gonna bitch about it just for if you're gonna bitch about it just because it didn't have variety, then you're clearly focusing too much on what the movie needs to have, instead of actually just enjoying it for what it is.
If an amateur needs 5 charges to do a job, the master needs only 1. So what are you gonna be? An amateur or a master?
Using the building to advantage, find a weakness and bring it down. So I have 1 sticky grenade and a hammer. Right. I'm guessing that wasn't... I mean, okay, I'm already gonna fail this because I'm not trying to focus on it. I just need to know what it is I should be doing. For what it looks like, I think I've already screwed this up. Because what I need to do is blow up that center there. Right, so... Oh, excuse me. I want to try it. Yep. I mean, I'm surprised it's still going.
If an amateur needs 5 charges to do it.
I didn't actually need to push that button. I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, if you die during these missions, you will fail them. I think. You're supposed to. What the hell is holding this thing up? Oh, I totally failed this. I don't even know what the pro time is for this, but we'll get to that as soon as I win it at least once. Oh, screw this. If you're not gonna go down by now, there's no point. outside. Whoa. Anyway.
If an amateur needs 5 charges.
Ah. Curious to know why they got all these ladders. Oh, get up the ladders. You're not gonna get up? Alright. Screw you. I don't get it. Like, I mean, obviously I'm not doing this right, but at this point, if I keep doing this over and over again, I'm going to attract attention. And the wrong kind of attention is marauders. Oh man, if only I knew the best place to detonate it.
If an amateur needs 5 charges, do it.
I've got a minute to do it. I should be focusing on the right place, which it wasn't. I mean, at this point, if I don't have the building falling on top of me, then that's clear that I'm not doing it right. So when I get that point, when I get to that point where the building will fall on top of me, that's when I'll know I've hit a sore spot. But I think I've wasted too much time. Probably needed those 3 seconds. Pro time is 15? Wow, okay. So I've got 15 seconds to do it. There you go, that was my touch
If an amateur
base.
needs 5 charges, do it.
No, I've already failed. Man, that's difficult. How am I supposed to do that? Ugh.
If an amateur needs 5 charges, do it.
Just trying to think now. How am I supposed to... Like, what does it intend for me to do? Wow, I failed that. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. Yeah, I can't climb up any window. Can't climb up any ladders. That just takes way too much time.
If an amateur needs 5 charges,
Just checking the time. Oh wait, there was something in there? I did not know. Okay, so the top part of it is explosive. Interesting. Alright.
if an amateur needs 5 charges,
Gotta find the building's weakness. Ah. No, I've already screwed it. Probably shouldn't have done that, because I've just missed out on salvage. No, I didn't, I collected it. Ha! Oh boy. I mean, check the integrity of the building itself. What it is you can do, what it is you can't do. So you won't let me me go up those ladders. Oh, it's this side. Or not. Oh, because it... Yeah, part of it fell. Alright then. If I restart it and just leave it alone, maybe when I fail it, I can give myself a bit of leeway on what it is I need to do. There you go. Now the whole thing is brand spank, and hopefully I'll be able to determine what it is I need to do. Because whilst I'm doing this in my head now, I'm counting down the seconds, and I'm already, like, I think just about out of time at this point, but at least I'll know that there's really nothing much I need to do up here. Oh crap. I keep messing up with my controls. I'm still getting used to part of the control scheme of the Xbox controller. Not good. Hopefully, this will be different. But there goes 5 morale I'm never getting back. Brilliant.
If an amateur needs 5 charges...
Yeah, sure. Wow, that did nothing. I'm guessing it's these 3 support beams here. Kinda need to focus on those. If I just focus on those, let the thing drop, and then it'll explode. That's kind of the
If an amateur needs 5 charges to do it...
Needs to be quicker than that. Yeah, I can't focus on the top part. It's definitely the point now.
If an amateur needs 5 charges...
It took too long doing that. Yep. Okay, for some reason it decided to fall. Why did it do that? I don't understand how to do this. This is what's literally going to pull my hair now, because the integrity of this thing is a bit inconsistent. To do. No, it's not working. No, I need to destroy all sides of the wall. Okay. The game knows something I don't. Wait, I can't move. Great. character's stuck. Well, that was weird. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it all pro times because that's what I do. I do want to try and get 100% on this game. I did it before and I can do it again. But when I say 100%, I mean do all the side quests, all collectibles, and everything. Not all the achievements. I don't care for the achievements.
If an amateur needs 5 charges to do a job,
Ah, I didn't mean to throw it there. Got caught on the debris. Well, look, if it didn't work then, there's no choice. There's no point.
if an amateur needs 5 charges to do a
I don't know if I'm getting closer or not, but yes. For God's sake. Stop wasting my time with critical. I didn't do it right. Wait, what? I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that I was actually doing this, and yet I already did it in pro time. I think I did anyway. Just double check that. Oh, did I? No, I didn't do it, because it would have given me more salvage. I'm not doing this right. Oh, come on. Well... yeah, see, that's the thing. I almost thought I did it then, but then...
if an amateur needs 5 charges...
Crap. Marauders. Because we're in the Badlands now, they're going to show up a lot more, and they can kick my ass. Hey guys, if any of you show up, really wouldn't mind help. Really wouldn't mind helping. Really wouldn't mind you helping. Oh my god, I'm just borrowed time right now. He hasn't even fallen, look at that. Okay, let's do it again.
if an amateur needs 5 charges...
See, if I didn't have the, oh, come on. Oh, no, is it this thing? Yeah. Ah, see, I know I can do it. I know I can do it now. I'm getting closer. I did it, but not good enough. Anyway,
if an amateur needs 5 charges, do it.
stopping. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. I don't know, it's something about that explosive. It's something about that charge.
5 charges to do a job, the master...
Master your ass. This is gonna take a bit of time, I'm afraid. I think I get it now. I think I get it. Need to use the explosive to have better access. Yeah. I need to use the explosive to have better access inside. Okay. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get.
If an amateur needs 5 charges...
Oh. Yeah, screw off. If you're gonna get yourself caught like that, you deserve to lose. Alright. Let's do it again.
5 charges to do it.
I'm stuck. That's not going well. I mean, look at that. I've got the right idea, though. I know this works. But it's still standing for some reason. I mean, look at that. That was counterproductive. I swear this thing only works when it wants to. Oh, come on, get up. Oh, damn debris. That cost me big time, it did. Look at that. Look how much it's there. It doesn't make sense what this is meant to be. Like, how much damage you're meant to do and how much of establishment is it meant to be. Move it.
If an amateur needs 5 charges to do a job, the master needs only 1. So what are you gonna be? An amateur or a master?
Find the weakness to bring it down. What weakness? I mean, like, am I missing something here? Is it meant to be like a point of interest where it's meant to be thrown and meant to be detonated? Can't be there. I'm just not seeing it. I'm really not. I mean, I'll humor you just because, you know, I'm here already. For whatever reason, there's meant to be something that I'm not seeing.
If an amateur needs 5 charges...
Then I have to figure it out. Because clearly, I thought I did, I thought I had it, and then it just turns out... Oh my god. Come on! Well, that was so annoying. Just die. That is so annoying. He's such a retard, Alex. I swear the controls are really finicky sometimes.
If an amateur needs 5 charges...
Come on. We're just gonna keep doing it again and again and again. My brain's gonna turn to mush, and I think after this as well, I'm going to take a lick. It just doesn't make contact. That's what's annoying. I didn't tell you to go down. And the building's still standing. Look at that.
If an amateur needs 5 charges...
Yeah. Ah. Oh, come on. What do I need to do in order to establish it as being critical? There's nothing left. This game really didn't finite itself. Finite.
If an amateur needs 5 charges to do a job, the master needs only 1.
This game...
So what are you gonna be? An amateur or a master?
Execute its demolition missions properly. Okay? Side missions are flawed in some ways as far as I'm concerned. They're not perfect, okay? And what you have at the end result should have been established as completely end. Why do I keep falling through those things? It's so annoying. Man, why am I stuck? Come on. Oh. Move out my way. It's done. It's over. He said he only needs 1. That's to establish then I don't need the hammer. And there is a point of interest in this building that I need to find. Ugh. Come on, I can do this. I do feel the game's robbing me sometimes, but it's just because I can't be asked to figure out. Maybe it's not that I need to throw. Maybe it's above it. It's just not gonna make sense until I do it. Because it's gonna drive me nuts thinking that even if, let's say, I wasn't a perfectionist, it still would drive me nuts. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I need to know what it is that this game intends for me to do. Maybe it is closer to real life physics than I think. I just don't know. I'm no architect. Probably would have helped if I was. My English is very broken today. Whoa! Well, I think we've figured out where the point of interest is.
If an amateur needs 5 charges...
Well, there you go. So, I made that a lot more complicated than I need to be. No doubt. Still kind of weird how it's that point of interest. Damn! Alright.
If an amateur needs 5 charges to do a job...
Why is the explosion, like, excessively more dangerous when I throw the satchel pretty much near it? Alright, 5 seconds to run. There you go. Exactly on time. Wow. That literally did clean out that area. There you go. There's the pro time. I gotta be honest, that raised further questions than it answered. Why would throwing a satchel right directly on the bomb cause the bomb to have a much more powerful explosion? And going back to what I was saying before, the way the game's demolition pro times of you establishing that you've really demolished a building to make sure that it's gone to critical mass, critical point, is again in itself what's a bit flawed, I think, because you don't know really. To me, with how many times I was doing that before, looked like it should have been in the end. There was pretty much a third of the building left. What more did you need? Unless you wanted it completely cleaned out, in which case the game should have been more clear on that. But now I get it. I just didn't know why it gave me the hammer. But then maybe it was just me being an idiot, because the hammer is by default always equipped to you anyway. It's not the hammer you needed to focus on. It was just there because your character always has it. So in since that was kind of, I suppose we'll call it even. How's that? The game was being an ass, and I just wasn't up to scratch with this game's physics and gameplay. It's been a while since I played it, and it's my own fault. So we'll call it even. How's that? In the meantime, I probably shouldn't be going for these ore depositories yet, because I don't know if I'm gonna be like leaving these until I've finalized all the parts of the sectors first. If I want to clear out the sectors before I want to go for these, I don't know. Maybe I just decide to do these now, and we'll see how it goes. Because to be honest, I'm trying to recall on which ones I have missed and which ones I'm going to get. At this point, I don't know if I should just go off camera and collect these, or whether I should show you where they all are. You probably wouldn't enjoy watching me get them all anyway, so I think for the most part I'll show you some of them, where they are, or at least the ones I'm getting whilst I'm playing the game. But when it comes to the point where I'm just going to be devoted to getting them, and I'm not going to be doing anything else, I think that's when I'm going to give you guys a break from watching me do that, unless you tell me otherwise. But for the most part, I'm going to be saving you a lot of trouble. There's really nothing much to see other than just the locations of where the ore depositories are. So you're not going to be missing out much. I'm clearing out all this debris here of these vehicles because I'm going to need to. Not just for the salvage, but I've clearly, as you can see on the marker, there is a time trial. Boom. There we go. Salvage, give me the salvage. As you can see there's a time trial deliverable vehicle that I need to establish getting. Can't tell if that will move anymore. Probably not. I can't remember what these vehicles are. They're clearly from the first game. I just don't remember which ones they are. They're so decrepit, dilapidated, that I generally don't remember. I mean, these clearly are like possibly the same vehicles as the ones we've got now, in the same format, the same fashion, but they're clearly meant to be directed towards the nostalgia for the first game, if you can call it that. I just wish the game, now that I think about it, I just wish the first game was more involved with open world aspects as it being linear. It's pretty much exactly like Half-Life on Mars, really. The games came out relatively the same time, so I don't know.
Sam, I'm getting a signal from this vehicle.
Good. Bring
But
it to Steakhouse on your map.
I was watching Nostalgia Critic the other day, and he was bashing on Lost World Jurassic Park, and he's going, ooh, crap. What are you guys doing? That's strange. They just ended up trying to drive at me, shooting me in one of the very messed up vehicles. The vehicles aren't strong. The weapons they shoot out are large spears. I'm talking about the Marauders, by the way. Yep, as you can tell, I'm getting shot. Oh, that's the button. Oh my god. Okay, I think this is triggered to have them come after me. And I think we're going to be using a very high importance structure, which happens to be this bridge. Now, this is the point why, okay, this bridge I'm driving over right now is of high importance to the EDF. Wow, how did I crash into it when I'm supposed to be driving on it? That was dumb. But, going back to what I was saying, that bridge is of high importance, and the game expects you to destroy it. Now, this is why I am using the Reconstructer mod with this game, which doesn't do anything other than, hence the name, reconstruct the buildings that have been destroyed by any means, whether it was you or whether it was somebody else. The reason of that is because the game requires you to destroy that bridge, but once it's destroyed, any access between where your safe house is towards this area here, which we're trying to get, is greatly shortened. Sorry, greatly extended. So you won't have as easy access, and if I was doing a mission like this, you pretty much just added yourself 30 seconds to the deliverable time trial. Target distance, I guess. Or get to the target vehicle, to the safe house. You pretty much just extended it by 30 seconds. I'm sorry, I'm very tired today, so I can't really vocabulate myself. I'm not in circle.
Nice driving. Thanks for bringing it in.
I've probably failed the pro time for that as well. Oh god, I have. Oh, by 4 seconds, okay. Yeah, I'll retry that. I can do this. Do you know what that is? I bet it's because of that bridge. But yes,
Sam,
the time trial
I'm getting a
missions
signal from this vehicle.
are pretty
Bring to the
brutal
safe
on
house
this
on your
game,
map.
and the game doesn't make it any easier for you if you're playing by the game's own rules. Like, the game punishes you for doing this, and I have no idea why. I don't think they were thinking too much when it came to consistency of trying to make it easy for yourself on doing any sort of mission or going anywhere that you would establish having ease of access. Okay, because the last thing anybody wants to do is have a game drag on longer than it needs to because of lack of access, basically. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, as you can tell, the EDF are attacking them, which are thankfully not attacking me. Whoa! See, this is the problem right here, right now. It's just directed me to go that way, which is... I have no idea why it did that. It thinks the bridge is out. So, this is what I'm talking about. If I have listened to it, I've failed it now, so I'm going to restart it, but it thinks the bridge is out. So, I can't use that... If that bridge was out, I wouldn't be able to use that bridge, so I would have been worse off. Which is so stupid. You know, so this is why I need the Reconstructor. Just simply for, not even for cosmetic, but for requirement of ease of
Sam,
access.
I'm getting a signal from this vehicle.
Just to lessen
Bring it to the
the
safe house
time
on
I
your
need
map.
to take in order to get these vehicles to the safe houses. And so I don't have to go a longer, more stupid way getting anywhere. Backtracking is never fun in video games. This game has a bit of it, or quite a bit of it, if you're wanting to do it 100%. And I know I'm whinging about it, I know I'm ranting and going on quite a bit, but that's just annoying. Like, it makes zero sense that the game would punish you for actually destroying something that the EDF would consider a high priority. Like, everybody uses the bridge. Even, the people on this planet, you know, not just the EDF, it's everybody. So for me, it makes no sense why we wouldn't have it still here. It just makes no sense. So look at that, 95%. I think what I'm going to do is that if I fail it this time, I'm going to destroy the bridge. because whilst the bridge is up, there's some EDF there that will be pissed off any chance they get. If I just keep on driving it without destroying it, because if I destroy it, then the bridge will be out, obviously. But if I then reconstruct it, it'll come back as a normal structure where it won't be high importance anymore. That's the difference between having the Reconstructor. Sorry, that's the difference between destroying something and then bringing it back using a mod that's not intended for this game mode. It was actually intended for the multiplayer, as I stated previously in one of my other videos. But having said that, if you've got the opportunity to use it now, that would benefit you, or just be logical to use it, then use it, as far as I'm concerned. There'd be no point beating around the bush.
Nice driving.
I think
Thanks for
I've done
bringing
pro
it in.
time. Yes. Sweet as a nut.
People finally get that the...
Nope, wrong button. Right. I know... Oh wow, I've been playing for a long time. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm actually, for the last... I promise you, it'll be the last part, and then I will... take a break from this game. Excuse me. And then... I'll probably come back on it later today.
Have you got any salvage for me?
Because, you know, I feel more enthusiastic about playing it for longer periods of time. I like getting things done, you know, I like getting shite done. And that's kind of the point of why getting back into this is the situation I'd rather be in. You know, because Thor, although he doesn't like to do commentary, he had the right idea. You know, get back into Let's Plays and doing it for a lot longer period of times. Except he doesn't stream it. He's doing like generic videos. So, you know, what excuse do I have? I thought, if you can do it for longer without needing the inconvenience of constantly having to stop the recording, start it again, and then have more parts to render whilst you are... have more parts to render whilst you're still playing and recording other parts, and then it just takes up the time on having to put it on YouTube every separate occasion. Yeah, sure, it'll be longer, but that's only for people who haven't got that great of internet, and my internet's pretty good, so I'm not going to be complaining with what I've got. I just think the time of, you know, being consistent with doing it half an hour long or hour long Let's Plays is over, you know? We're in that time, we're in that day and age now where people can play.
The EDF are launching attacks from that outpost here in the Badlands. We need to shut them down.
Yeah, great. I'll let you know how it goes. But for the most part, what I was saying was, you know, those days are over, okay? We have the chance to record videos for a lot longer, and if we can, do it. It just saves a lot more time. Well, not a lot more, but it definitely
That bridge
makes
gets
it
a
a
lot
lot
of
more
traffic
convenient.
from EDF convoys, but you'll need more than remote charges to bring it down.
Yes. Say what again? I didn't say anything. Yeah, as you can tell,
Drone convoy is moving to the chem depot. Stop them and see if
God.
anything's worth stealing.
guys, shut up. Ooh, you know what? See, this is what I don't get. Like, all the miners, all the citizens on this planet, like, oh yeah, well, to be fair, I kind of screwed that, I kind of fucked that bridge up pretty well. So yeah, probably shouldn't have shouldn't have been speaking then until I looked at the bridge. But I guarantee you, even after I reconstruct it, they're still not going to use it.
This
I would
planet's
hope
gonna
they
make me rich. All the deuterium has my name on it. But where the hell is my shuttle? They were due 3 days ago.
Deuterium. Don't actually know what that is. I can't remember what material that was from the first game, or the second game it may be. I can't remember if this... I don't actually know if this game still references, references from the second game. You know, I'm just considering that, because I haven't played the second game in a very long time. And I remember completing it. I think I completed it. I don't know. I got pretty far in it, but I was just like, at that point, mindless drone of it. Really, I never considered it. I never took the game seriously. Never considered it too much. Your role was a demolitionist, so you know, that's all I'm going to say about that. Really. Wait, it's gonna have a bitch at me for using the bridge? Oh, now I'm gonna have to destroy it. Right, now, this is the nanoforge. Now, hopefully I won't need to use it. I'll give you a bit of a brief run through of what the weapon can do for those who haven't seen this game before. But for all intents and purposes, I've got one of my vehicles armed with an MOAB, which I can't remember now what it stands for. I did remember what it stood for in the previous parts, but and I think someone told me in the comment section, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's see what happens. You might want to explode there, mate. Huh. That really didn't work as well as I thought it would. No worries. We're just going to have the chance to use it now. Nanoforge. So as you can see, disintegrates matter. And very highly accurate. Oh, did I destroy it? Whoa! Oh my god, what are you guys doing here? Oh my god, no! Oh, oh my god. I can't get him. Oh my god. Oh. Crap, I panicked there. Wow, okay, anyway, we got essentially part of what we were meant to do done. The bridge is now no longer occupied, hopefully, by the EDF, but that really wasn't worth me losing 5 morale over that. And I was trying, like, I literally had no, I didn't even expect to run into resistance, if I'm honest. I know it sounds daft, but I really was planning on just getting into a car after I destroyed the bridge and just going back to the safe house. I could have easily outrun the EDF, but it never occurred to me that the Marauders would have just snuck up on me and just completely raped me. And I know what you're thinking. I didn't have the weapons. Even if the Nanoforge was a weapon, the Nanoforge is crap for damage. I promise you, all of those bullets would not have killed a Marauder. And the hammer was the only thing I had. The remote charges was what I was trying to unequip because I was too close to them to get splash damage from the explosions themselves. And one of them was running at me with a melee weapon. So chances are, obviously I needed to focus him. But then there was the guy with the grenade, the shotgun. Well, listen, it was pretty much a screw fest then. I was pretty much caught completely off guard, and I was no chance I was going to survive that. Those Marauders have nasty weapons. But as you can see now, the bridge is now no longer occupied. It's not got a... Wait, these guys are still here? You know what? You need to
Convoy
go.
spotted. Looks like they're guarding some kind of vehicle. Anyone want to hijack it?
Oh, apparently I didn't attract attention, which I'll take it. This is going to take a while. But this is what I mean. This has to be done, okay? Okay, look at all these poor people having to turn around now because they can't see 5 feet in front of them. I really hate those echoes now. They really freak me out. The marauders, like you just saw there, okay? They can really ruin your day. They are frightening. Oh no. Please say I can reconstruct this. Or do I need to go from this end? Oh, Mason. Like, honestly. I should have known. I'm in the Badlands. That's what's gonna happen. Crap. Try and get up. Try and get up. Oh god. It just kind of reminds me of Skyrim now, when you're just latched onto the side of mountains and you're able to climb up. Damn it. Okay, I got a bit of a problem here. I think what I'm gonna have to do is extend the range of this thing, because that's part of the options you can have with the mods. You can extend the range of how much, how far it'll reach. Clearly it's not working so well as it could do, and so it kind of defeats the purpose of me even having this, because the sole reason why I got this Reconstructor was for this bridge. So I guess then I'm gonna end the part here, but when we return, I'll reinstate, I'll just play around with the mod a bit and just extend the range of the Reconstructor. That's all I'm gonna do. But it's great to be back on here anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed this part, and I'm thrilled about getting back into Let's Playing again. Hopefully as well the quality is also improved with the sound of my microphone. And hopefully catch you in part 18. So anyone who's watching, thanks for sticking around, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. See you later. Oh, come on! Sorry, I'm getting a bit too loud. This is driving me nuts. Okay, come on. No! Oh, well, that totally didn't